this microphone cost me about 350 Rand. Okay, don't look at me weird, but I've been experimenting, and obviously last time you saw me with the other microphone, but this time I decided to get myself a dynamic mic that you would usually use at an event, well, basically with a speaker, right? And this microphone comes with its own receiver, as you can imagine. It has the larger jack input, but I had to get myself a converter from the large jack to the small jack so that I could actually insert this into my camera. And I want to tell you that I actually do like the sound quality that comes out of this microphone because it's rich and it's warm. So that's the first thing that I would like to say about this mic before actually talking about everything else. So let's talk about whether or not this mic is safe to use, because this mic is way cheaper. Obviously, we like to save a little money over here and still have some great quality sound. So let's talk about it. Before buying a microphone like this for your camera, or to use with your camera, of course, you have to make sure that your receiver has its own built-in battery, or a battery that uses that is, whether it's rechargeable or whether it's just a normal battery, because it is way safer to use a receiver that does not draw any power from your camera, because that might be dangerous for your camera's audio circuitry. But here's what you need to pay attention to: audio levels. So what happens is the receiver sends a signal to your camera, and if your audio levels are too high, then it might be distorted. So what I did is I lowered the volume, the input volume of my camera's audio before actually using this microphone. So obviously if your audio is distorted, it obviously won't harm your camera, but I mean, we don't want distorted audio and we want good sounding audio, don't we? So usually what you would do is you would go to the audio settings of your camera, and then you would just lower the gain of the input levels of your camera's audio, right? Basically of the camera's microphone. It works for both your camera's microphone and external microphones that you plug into your camera. Okay, so obviously if this receiver comes with being able to adjust audio levels on the receiver itself, then just play around with the audio settings before recording anything important. Obviously we always record beforehand to test how it sounds, just to be able to know that if it's usable, right? So play around with the settings on your receiver. My receiver does not have any audio level settings because this is a really cheap budget microphone, and that is the first reason why I got it, so I can test it out, and so that I could test if there's something cheaper out there to create real sound with. So finally, there is the wireless connection itself. These mics operate on specific frequencies, so make sure that the frequencies aren't interacting with any other devices around you. For example, like a phone, obviously a speaker, because this might interfere with your audio and you might have like random cuts in the audio, or just plain distortion or static noise. Another thing that I would just make sure as well is that the inputs that you place into your inputs that you place into your camera, just make sure that it's compatible, and just check the voltage of the inputs and then the voltage of your camera that it's allowed to receive, because we're working with power here and power can damage your audio circuitry. So in short, you need to basically check the output of your receiver that's been plugged into your camera, and you need to check the input voltage that your camera can receive in order to determine whether it would be fine for you to use the microphone on your camera. Now obviously this specific one I got from Fast Track. It's a audio shop, a local audio shop. What I do know is that they really sell really good quality audio equipment. And telling from this microphone, I can totally agree with myself on that one. So is it dangerous to use a handheld dynamic microphone that you usually use for karaoke to capture audio for your YouTube channel or your YouTube videos or whichever videos you're making, right? No, it is not. And I think it is a really affordable way to get good, warm sounding audio. And I'm sure that would be really cool to have a microphone like this when you're basically running a podcast, which I think is pretty cool, because if you can get 2 of these and you can set them up in a way that it works, I mean, 700 Rand for podcast setup. That's actually really, really affordable if you think about it. I'll obviously be reviewing some more really I don't want to call it cheap, I want to call it affordable, because obviously not all of us can afford the big brands. Not all of us can afford the expensive brands that sound good and give you really great quality right out the box, right? But I mean, if you have to do a little bit of denoising on a microphone that costs 350 Rand, then why not? Because obviously your editing software is capable of doing that and so much more. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and stick around for more, because you'll be seeing a lot more reviews. And yeah, I will see you in the next one, and keep well. Unfortunately, we are still in November for some reason. I don't know why I said unfortunately. I think it's only because people are complaining that November has been such a long month. But keep well, everyone. Stay blessed, stay happy, and enjoy the last few days of November. And I will see you again in December, of course. So keep well, and I'll see you in the next one.